Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my Absolutely Fried podcast. My name is Jezabelle. I hope that you are all doing very well today. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I wasn't even sure if I was going to film this episode because of the fact that I think I've talked about it probably 1,000,008 times now. I'm going on a trip next week, so I'm going to be out of town for 2 weeks. There'll be a 2-week pause on the podcast. But I've been just like so busy working on like bulk content for while I'm gone. I had to like film and edit like 8 different YouTube videos. So I wasn't sure if I was going to film this, but yeah, I felt very compelled to sit down and record this episode because I feel like now more than ever, an opinion is needed. If you've at all been keeping up with what's going on the internet. And we're going to discuss it today. Now, I'm not going to give too much of my opinion because of the fact that I don't really have a strong one. First of all, let's just start with, if you're watching on YouTube, hello, please don't forget to subscribe. If you're more of a listener than a viewer, just know this podcast is available to you on every streaming platform. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Samsung, Amazon, you name it, it's there. Just search Absolutely Fried and it'll pop up. Or you can also check the description for the links to it. Let me just get that out the way because, buddy, I was about to just jump straight into this shit. So, when I say if you've been keeping up with the internet, with at least in the past week, I'm sure that you have been seeing a lot of stuff about a certain somebody. And I really debated, although I have some very strong feelings towards this, I really debated speaking about it because of how sensitive people seem to be towards this situation, as well as I wasn't really involved in it, right? And by that, I mean, I'm talking about, I really didn't even want to bring it up because this girl is going through such a traumatic time right now. And it feels very wrong to capitalize on somebody who's going through such a traumatic thing. And trust me, bitch, I have held my tongue so much. Because I can promise you I've wanted to make countless TikTok videos about this entire thing. But I'm not going to because I refuse to capitalize on somebody's trauma, something that is absolutely horrendous and the worst thing that somebody could possibly be going through. So I saved it for my podcast instead, which is not monetized whatsoever on YouTube. So I feel a little bit better bringing this up now. But this isn't going to be so much me discussing the person's situation because still I don't want to talk too much about it because, again, very traumatizing. The whole world's already talking about it. I'm sure that that's like enough for her. I more so want to discuss the response that everybody else has had towards this situation. And if you haven't guessed already who it is I'm talking about, I am talking about the wizard Liz. I'm sure that that's very much expected, that that's what I was talking about, but it feels very important to discuss what's taking place and to put my 2 cents in because today we're going to be discussing something that I like to call the opinion bandwagon. That's what I like to call it, the opinion bandwagon. And I picked up on this little thing that I made up over the years being on social media, just viewing from afar. I like to think I'm a very opinionated person, right? But the thing about me is that I was always taught you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. That's what my parents would always say to me growing up. They would say, never just blurt out your opinion. Never just say how you feel. Listen to what other people are saying first. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen, think, then speak. Okay? Because a lot of people say a lot more than they think that they're saying. Okay? And so although I'm a very opinionated person, I'm a really good listener. And before I ever really want to talk about something, I kind of do my best to listen to all sides, all perspectives, everything taking place before I even formulate something. And then even then, just like in this situation, I still say to don't take what I'm saying too seriously because it's still something that's currently developing. There can definitely be changes to the storyline and what's taking place right now, and more stuff can come out or things can be exposed. My cat's trying to drink out the toilet. Frankenstein, get out of the toilet! Oh my God. My cat tried to jump in the toilet. Sorry about that. Things are still developing, and so, this is a very new situation to give my opinion on. But like I said, I'm not giving so much my opinion on the situation that's taking place. I'm giving my opinion on the response that people have had towards the situation. So, who is the Wizard Liz? If you don't know who the Wizard Liz is, she is a massive YouTuber. I'm talking about millions of subscribers. I'm not sure what if she posts on TikTok or if she has TikTok content or on Instagram or anything like that. I know she has an Instagram. I did a little research, watched a few of her stories. But besides her YouTube, I don't really know much. I never really watched her YouTube videos. They're not content that I have needed. I went to therapy, so I don't need a YouTube video to tell me how to be my best self. But there's nothing wrong with you for watching that content. I think that that's great content to consume, things that are going to help you become a better person, a more well-rounded person for yourself. There's nothing wrong with viewing that content, especially since, bitch, therapy's expensive. So I don't even blame you. But I don't feel as though that's content that I need to consume. But I can say that if I were in a low point in my life, or if I needed a friend or needed help and I felt like I had nobody, I probably would consume that content. But anyway, with that being said, never watched her content before, but I knew of her. Like I said, this is a massive fucking YouTuber. Somebody with almost 10 million subscribers. Her content has very much come across my timeline or whatever, so I knew of her, right? I knew of her as this self-help person because her titles are more self-helpy to me, how to be more confident, how to see signs from the universe, shit like that, right? That's what I saw her content as. And then all of a sudden she pops back up in my feed within the past week of apparently she had gotten engaged and was about to be married. I'm not sure if she had become married, but I think she was just engaged to be married to this man named Landon. And the first that I find out about it is within the past week, there was a bunch of stuff blowing up on social media of people saying, this man cheated on her. That's it. The people are saying, you cheated on the queen, this woman that has helped women through so much, you fumbled the bag. This is the baddest woman on earth. She's so beautiful. She's so confident. She exudes femininity. You had the epitome of woman and you fumbled the bag. You know what I mean? That's what the whole internet was saying. Everybody was like, Landon, you fucked up. You're a terrible fucking guy. I'm sitting here damn, what did my boy do? Did he fuck 8 girls? What happened? Was he in Miami with 6 different hoes? Was he on a boat? Was he on a boat with some bitches? What happened, right? I do a little bit deeper. I see that apparently he got caught texting another girl. In my opinion, still cheating. Apparently the text messages, you can look them up, they allude to him attempting to meet up with a girl. Not saying exactly what was gonna take place, but he was attempting to meet up with the girl, but the girl kept curving it aren't you married? What are you talking about? I've literally seen you online. This is weird. You literally have a wife. What, isn't she pregnant? What the fuck is going on? She was like, this is weird, right? I don't know. He ended up being the one to post the messages, actually, as in, I don't know if he thought that it was going to help him, because he was the way that he was coming about the situation was he was basically online being oh, I just threw it all away because I just talked to this girl. I just texted this girl who I don't even care about, that's what he was saying. But he was basically acting as if it wasn't a super big deal, but him posting the text messages, it made people even more upset because people were ew, so you tried to cheat and then you weren't even successful at it. That's hysterical. That is a joke. That is, if you're going to cheat, at least make it be with, if you're about to attempt to cheat, at least make it be with somebody that's going to let you hit. You know what I mean? Wow, that's sad. If I was ever dating a guy and I went to go through his phone and I found that he was attempting to cheat and the girls were curving him, I'm not even breaking up with you because you attempted to cheat on me. I'm breaking up with you because, are you serious? I would have to take a long, hard look at myself in the mirror and be who did I pick? Nobody else wants him. Nobody else wants him. What am I not seeing? Am I blinded right now? Am I blinded by love? Am I blinded right now? Are these rose-colored glasses on my face? Or I'm not even leaving you because you tried to cheat. I'm leaving you because what the fuck am I missing? Hold on a second. That's how I'm feeling. But Anyway, long story short, he attempted to cheat, was unsuccessful with such. So what happens? Liz says, I'm done. I'm leaving this shit. I'm done with this. Fuck that bullshit. I'm done. This girl is pregnant. She's like 4 months pregnant. She says, I'm leaving. Fuck that shit. But she decides she's going to keep the baby. She says, I'm going to keep this baby. I'm going to raise this baby. Okay. And you're just going to be a father and you will be nothing more. I want nothing to do with you. She takes to social media saying, I tried to sell the ring. She couldn't sell the ring. I don't know if it was like something illegal or some shit, but she wasn't able to sell the ring. So she's like, I'm just going to give it back. And instead I'm going to donate $50,000 to a bunch of, single moms out there, because you know what? Now I feel your pain. What the fuck? Now I feel your fucking pain. I'm about to be a single mom. I'm starting to understand how much gravity this shit holds. And this is like rocking my world, and I just want to give back right now. That's basically what she takes to social media saying, which she did do. And she has posted proof that she has donated like $50,000 to a bunch of random single mothers, which is fan-fucking-tastic. Very great. But here's the thing. You're like, okay, Jezabelle. If you haven't been keeping up with social media, you're probably thinking, okay, Jezabelle, situation sounds pretty cutthroat. Very simple. He cheated, or attempted to at least, and she decided she's leaving. So what's everybody so opinionated about? So at this point, social media is all on Liz's side. Obviously, she got fucked over. She got cheated on. Of course, everybody's on her side. They're like, you go, girl. Like, we're here for you. We're here to support you, right? But here's the thing. When it comes to being somebody on social media, once it gets blasted that your partner has cheated on you, or that you guys are ending things, or that something went wrong, rumors begin to circulate. The internet's weird. People are weird. People will make things up. People will try to capitalize on your pain. People will take advantage of the moment. People will say and do the weirdest shit. And I've even had it happen to myself, where I've had some people say and make up some very weird stuff on the internet about me that wasn't true. Like, I'm talking about the most outlandish shit you could think about, bitch. Like, some weird shit. People are weird like that. So obviously, this extremely famous woman, people take advantage of this, and they start speculating about women that Landon may have been talking to. And when they start speculating, they try to figure out who, like, the girl was. And the conclusion that people came to was, I think it was his ex. I think Landon attempted to, like, cheat with his ex, right? Or Landon was cheating with his ex. So who is his ex? This girl named Abby. And so people start finding Abby. They find her on social media, and they find Abby's current boyfriend, and they just start apparently harassing them. I'm not sure if this is true. I'm not sure if it actually happened. I don't know any of that. But this is what, from the videos that I've watched, from everything that I've like read about, this is what occurred. Abby says that people began attacking her, and they found her boyfriend, which she doesn't even tag on social media. So people had to go like the extra mile, like doing some FBI type searching skilled shit to find her man. And they did. And then they began harassing him. And so Abby says that she felt the need to come online and defend her name. So Abby comes online, and she makes like a 3 or 4 part series. You can look her up. Her name's abby.irl, if you want to watch the series, where she divulges, oh my God, I hope I don't lose you guys. My cat is walking across my my keyboard right now. Where she divulges her entire past experience with Landon, which I'm sure you can guess was not good. So Abby was with Landon for years. And it was a absolutely horrendous relationship. Just to summarize it for you, he was very mentally and at some points apparently physically abusive to her. He was extremely controlling, manipulative. She claims he was very narcissistic. He tried to turn everything on her, make her believe that she had mental illnesses. He even went as far as to like basically stalk her and show up to her therapist's office and try to get her therapist to hear him out on his side, just like randomly showing up. But she's like, how the fuck did you even find my therapist? They'd broken up by now. He would go and like follow her, like she'd go traveling around the world. He'd follow her, stalk her, try to harass her in person. He would blow up her emails, and all of like, and be like saying the most outlandish, crazy shit in her email. So like I said, you can look this up and you can see everything that like he said in the email. She shows the screenshots and everything of the type of shit. She shows like the dates. She gives all receipts. Like this girl comes with everything, right? She comes with everything. Basically, she claims she reached out to this girl, to Liz. Abby reaches out to Liz and wants to tell Liz about what it was that she went through and kind of warn her, like, hey, I see that you're dating this guy. Look, I dated him before. If you ever want to talk, I'd love to tell you my side of the story. He's crazy, basically, and just be careful, right? Apparently, Liz never sees this DM. All this information comes out. Liz has been cheated on, that we fast forward to this. She decides to send her another message. She says, hey, I saw what everyone's saying online. I just wanted to let you know I'm so sorry. If you ever want to talk, I went through the same thing with him. She claims that she had been pregnant also by him. So this girl, Abby, gets online and she divulges her whole story with him, her whole past. She claims that she attempted to reach out to Liz, and she shows screenshots of it. She said, before this happened, that randomly, while Liz is in her relationship with Landon and Abby's in her new relationship with her new boyfriend, at some random point, she gets like a call from an unknown number. And the unknown number is this woman that seems to have a Middle Eastern accent. And is like, who is this? Whose number is this? Like, who is this? Right? And the girl is like, oh, who is this? Like, you calling me? Like, who is this? Who do you mean? She's like, who is this? And she says, well, this is Abby. And apparently the girl hangs up. Abby believes that was Liz contacting her. That's kind of the end of the videos. Abby tells her side of the story. She claims that this phone call took place and that she attempted to reach out to her in her DMs. Abby reached out to Liz, but never got a response. This is where the people started getting very opinionated on everything because Liz came out with a response to Abby. So again, for 4 long videos, Abby divulged all the years of just abuse and issues and trauma that she went through with Landon. And Liz's response to it was, I never called this girl. I don't know what she's talking about. That was not me. It also feels like her saying Middle Eastern accent and then saying that it was me feels like she's making fun of my voice. Feels like she's making fun of my accent. I also have never seen any DMs from this girl. And my friend is going on her video and commenting that I never received any messages from her and that phone call wasn't me, and her comments keep getting deleted. So I'm not sure what the motive is there. Please don't lump me in with this. I don't want to be a part of this. You know, like that's pretty much what she's saying. And the world didn't like that. I think that there were some other screenshots. Oh yeah, there was another one. This was the one that everyone really hated. I think I actually screenshotted it for you guys so that I could read it to you guys, because this was the one that kind of sent everybody into an uproar. I am really trying to move on from this, but now I can't even try to heal or think about me and the baby because I have to worry about my ex hurting himself. I have never seen any girl's DM about him until Peyton messaged my friend that she found on TikTok. That's the only reason I found out. When I found out, I immediately left and I'm trying to move on. Do whatever you want, but leave me out of this and stop creating false narratives that have never happened. She also made another one that said, where is it at? Oh, maybe I didn't screenshot it. Oh, here we go. My friend kept commenting that I never called her or have seen her in my DMs. Her comments kept getting deleted. I don't understand what your motive is. She also leaked Landon's phone number and email, and people are calling and texting him every second to unalive himself. I don't want the father of my child to hurt himself. He's already going through it, and he's already lost everything. Stop the hate, please. People did not like that. People did not like that at all. People saw that as she was siding with Landon. And so people started saying that she's not a girl's girl, that they actually don't like her. Like I'm talking about people started coming out the woodworks being like, you know what? Actually, I hate Liz. You know, like I never liked Liz, actually. Like I never liked her videos. Her videos are actually really bad. And all of a sudden, this is where the opinion bandwagon starts, because they went from supporting this girl in such a traumatic time to let's attack her because they didn't like her response to a situation. Now, I'm not saying Liz's response was right. I don't feel that way whatsoever. I don't think, if you want my opinion, I don't think Liz's response to the situation was right. If you want my opinion, I don't think she should have said shit. Truthfully. I do not think she should have said shit. I don't think people are saying that she should have sympathized with the girl and she should have like got together with her and like talked to her more about the situation and da-da-da-da. I think that she should have said nothing. I think she should have just left it alone because she's going through her own thing. She, like she said in her story, needs to process this, needs to take time to herself. She needs to get over this. I don't think she should have said anything, especially if she wasn't planning on saying something nice. I think she should have held her tongue, to be honest. So I don't think what she said was right, but I don't think that makes her an awful person. I don't think that it makes her this awful, terrible person that's not a girl's girl, that hates women, that she actually is a pick-me and she's taking Landon's side. I don't think any of that. I don't think any of that at all. And I feel like this is where people have started. Someone said people are doing too much at this point. I feel like this is where the opinion bandwagon has started, because now you go online and you're seeing video after video after video of people recanting everything they said like a week ago, where it was, we're supporting you, babe. Like, we're here for you. We know you're struggling and you're going through so much. Like, oh my God, he cheated on you and you're literally pregnant. This is the worst case scenario. Now you're going to be a single mom and it's going to be so hard for you. And you didn't deserve this. We know you wanted a family and this isn't what you wanted. You know, like, everybody is like siding with this girl, right? To now this week it's, wow, you're actually hello? Wow, you're such an awful person. Like, I can't believe that you like would talk like that. Like, you know what? Like, da da da. And then like people are going back and forth with each other because they're like, hey, like, give her some fucking grace. She's pregnant, going through the most traumatic thing of her fucking life, and you're dragging her. And people are turning around and responding to that saying, why would I give her grace if she didn't give the other girl grace? She doesn't deserve grace. And the fact that she's pregnant doesn't make it any better. Doesn't matter. Doesn't mean that she shouldn't have to deal with this. And this is where now Jezabelle's opinion comes into my opinion on people's responses to the situation. My opinion to the response to the situation is, if you are turning around and you are bashing this woman, you know, if you just don't like her response, like Jezabelle, like me, like, I did not like her response either. I don't think it was a smart response. I don't think PR wise or just like human to human, I just don't think it should have been said. Maybe this could have been kept in the messages, you know, like not something publicly to like post and talk about. But also I don't think that she should be bashed. And if you are somebody that is turning around bashing this woman online during the most traumatic experience of her life, where she is finding out she has been manipulated, gaslighted, and been controlled, which is quite literally just completely against everything that she believed that she was capable of fighting. You know what I mean? Like, this woman's whole entire image is about being just like self-aware, basically. And she just got played in her fucking face, in her own home, in her pussy, like she's pregnant by this man. Like, she just got played in the worst way possible. This is the most traumatic thing, probably the worst possible scenario for her. If somebody sat down and said, girl, Liz, what is your worst fear? She probably would have spelled this out to a T. And that's what's occurred to her now. So again, stuck in a cycle of abuse, manipulation, pregnant, got cheated on, right? And you think that somebody in that mental mindset is going to respond properly to anything? This is not that situation. It's not. Her brand looks hypocritical. It's not a good look. I see what you're saying, but I also disagree with you, because I think that we'll go through her YouTube in a second, because that kind of branches into something else I'm going to talk about. I don't think that it's not a good look. I think that, if you want me to be honest with you, if we're looking at it from a brand perspective, this is, and I mean this in the least fucked up way possible, a good thing for her. And I say that if purely from a brand perspective, because everything that she's been teaching has basically been about survive on your own. You don't need anybody, right? I don't think that made her immune. I don't think that she thought she was immune to anything. She's human. And I think that this could be something that she could really turn into a good situation by walking away and proving everything she's preached, which is, when you're in the slums, you can get the fuck out of it. And here's how to become your best self. You can cut the plant at the root and grow back even better than before. That's how I have always interpreted her content. And so if she does that, then I think that she could really still be fine. That's what I think. I know a lot of people see it as though what she's preached, like, oh, look at her. Like, some people like see her as like this woman that has preached that like basically she's untouchable and then goes through something. I don't think that at all. I think the opposite. I think that she tries to teach you how to go from here to here. When you're at your lowest, how to get better. And I think that this woman's at her lowest, and she can show that everything that she has taught you actually does hold value to it by applying it to her own life. So she can firsthand show you now. Firsthand show you. So no, I don't really think that it kills her brand if gone about the right way. You know what I mean? But the opinion bandwagon, I think people are getting online and bashing this woman, like I said, at her lowest point. Like, you're kicking her while she's down. And if you're a woman doing that, truthfully, shame on you. Baby, I love you, so I'm gonna always tell you how it is. Shame on you. Shame on you. You should feel shame. You should retract what you have said and anything if you have bashed that woman online. Because what makes you think turning around and yelling at a girl for not being a girl's girl at her most traumatic point in life while she's pregnant, going through the most ruthless thing that a woman could go through, betrayal from the person that she trusted most? And you know what? I can't even imagine the level of trust that she had for this man, because I'm not pregnant. I have not let somebody get to that point with me. So I imagine you got to have another level of trust if you're going to let somebody put their semen inside you and grow something in there. There's a certain level of trust that's got to be there. When we're talking about the most god-awful betrayal possible that could be done between a man and a woman. She's experiencing horrendous heartbreak, and you have decided now's the time to teach her a lesson. Now's the time to come at her. Now's the time to put her down. No. A true girl's girl, a true person with grace, knows when to hold their tongue and when to say something. And I need y'all to really think about this, because I think that we hold people on the internet to such a massively high standard. And when they do something that we don't want them to do, like we expect them to be this perfect human being, and when they respond or react or do something that we don't want them to or don't expect them to, we get angry. People get angry at them, and they're this is not what I wanted from you, forgetting that at the end of the day, they are human. They're gonna fuck up. Like I said, I'm not saying that what she did was right, but what I'm telling you is baby, just because she didn't do what you like does not mean she is the most god-awful human being to walk this planet. This is not the time. Think about it from this perspective. When you have a friend who's going through something, and they're really struggling, and you know they're struggling, you know what they're going through, and they turn around and respond to you in a way that you didn't expect them to respond. Let's say maybe they turn around and they took their anger out on you. Like, you say something to them that, like, you know what, maybe you need to do this and that, and they respond to you and they're like, well, don't tell me what to do. This is none of your business. You should never put your 2 cents in anyway. Like, they come at you, right? You're not going to look at them and say, well, fuck you. You're an awful person, actually. No. What are you going to say? You're going to look at them and you're going to go, look, I know you didn't mean that. You're just angry. And you're just saying that out of anger. I'm going to give you some space. I'll give you some time to breathe. And I'll come back to you. We could talk some more when you're ready. That's how a normal conversation with somebody that you know would go. And I can tell you that from experience, because I've had that happen. We've all had that happen, where we had somebody that we cared about like lash out at us because they were angry, but we knew it was only out of anger. Doesn't make it right, but we know it was out of anger. We know that you just need a moment. And that's okay that you need a moment, because you're just reacting right now, because your defenses are up. Her defenses are probably sky fucking high right now. Again, the most massive betrayal has happened to this woman, right? I think that, so the people on the internet saying she doesn't deserve grace, I think the opposite. I think she absolutely does. And I think that she is just speaking broken right now, just from pain and from hurt. That's what I think is happening. Doesn't make it right, but it doesn't mean that she doesn't deserve grace. And I do not think that we should be kicking a horse while it's down. I do not feel that way. I think that we should give her a moment, let her breathe, and read the fucking room, and maybe give her about a month before we turn around, look her in her face and say, all right, girl, by the way, like, I didn't really like how you did this. Maybe we could do this a little bit better. How much you want to bet? I put money on it, y'all. I put money on it. How much y'all want to bet? Give it some time. She's going to turn around and probably post a story or a video and say, you know what? I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have done that. That was wrong of me. Because like I said, she's probably reacting defensively. She's reacting in anger. You have to try to see things. I think everyone is attempting to see things from their own perspective rather than from her perspective. Imagine if you lost everything. Imagine if everything went wrong in your life. Think about when you feel awful. Let's get selfish for a moment. Think about when you feel like shit and you're really going through it, right? And then someone turns around, comes to you and goes, I've been there before. I know exactly what it is that you're feeling. Bitch, don't tell me you know what I'm feeling. Don't tell me you know what I'm feeling. Don't tell me you know what I'm going through. Not everybody wants to hear that. Not everybody wants to have a pity party together. Not everybody wants you to sympathize with them. I would go as far to say that a lot of people don't want pity. A lot of people don't want sympathy. They want to say what it is that they're going through and then like, all right, let's not talk about it no more. Not everybody wants to have somebody come to them and be like, I've been there. I know, like when you're like, we can bond on this. Not everybody wants to bond on that shit. Not everybody wants to do that. And I feel like that's where the real disconnect is with people understanding. And like I said, it's the opinion bandwagon. And I call it the opinion bandwagon because all it takes is one person to start it. Because that's what's happened online. They loved her. They loved her. Oh my God, I'm so sorry for what she's going through. Like, this is our queen. Like, even like literal airlines, commercial airlines were making videos about her. Talking about like, oh my God, like Liz, don't worry. Like we are never going to let Landon fly on our, like he's not welcome here ever again. Like he can't come on our airline. You know, like they loved her to just within a few days, all of a sudden everyone's online talking about they hate her. And you know what? Her videos, they're actually bad. Like she doesn't give good advice at all. Like good advice. Look at where she ended up. She's a single mom now. As if there's anything wrong with being a single mom. That's crazy. But I'm not even going to touch on that one. I'm not even going to touch on that one because y'all hate to see single women. Y'all hate to see single mothers. So, ooh, I'm not even going to touch on it because that right there that's going to spiral this podcast into being a 5-hour episode. Because I could talk about women all day long. I could. I could talk about it all day long. But that's not what this is. The opinion bandwagon started and everyone starts dragging her down. And now, I'm not even joking, if you just search her name up, you're going to see nothing but hate videos. And all of these random people that I firmly believe are just trying to capitalize on this situation. I literally saw this one girl's video who kind of spews like the same information as Liz. Not exactly the exact same information, kind of like her own version of like self-help for women. And she's like more cutthroat with it, you know, like more like careless, you know, like less, like cares less about men. Like, you know what, like you got to be cutthroat, like a girl like that, right? She's got a decent following. Like I can't remember. I think it was like probably around like 500,000 followers, right? And the first video she made about the situation was, you know, like, I don't want to capitalize on like a woman's pain, right? But I just want to like say, I actually think her videos were really bad and I can't believe any of you were actually following them and da-da-da-da-da. And it was like obviously over a minute long. And then that video blew up because it's a hot topic of discussion right now. And so what do you think her next 5 videos became about? But you're not trying to capitalize on it, right? You're not trying to capitalize on it. Interesting. Okay. All right. But I think that the absolute worst, and I say that with as much oomph as I can put in my goddamn chest, the absolute worst take that I have seen is that Wizard Liz is red pill content for women. So, like I said earlier, I never consumed her content. But after I saw that, I thought to myself, red pill content for women? Huh. Red pill content. Y'all are telling me that the Wizard Liz has almost 10 million subscribers. And the content she's been making is about like how much higher above men that women are. Like, I'm talking about not just thinking that women are the prize, but I'm talking about, we're saying red pill here. Like, if we're talking about red pill, instead of me summarizing what red pill is, let's just Google, what is red pill? What is red pill? Let's see what Google actually tells us is red pill. I don't want to make something up from a biased perspective. I'm going to read what it is. It says here, in the context of the manosphere, because red pill is very much associated with men, because that's kind of, let me just read what it says. The term red pill has been adopted by some groups, particularly within the men's rights movement and the manosphere, to represent a supposed awakening to certain beliefs about gender roles and relationships. This often involves the idea that men are oppressed by feminism and that women and feminists are manipulating societal narratives. Traditional gender roles are for the benefit of women alone rather than for mutual benefit. There's a sexual market where women are primarily attracted to a small percentage of men, quote unquote alpha males, and use other men, beta males, for resources. Important considerations are this understanding of the red pill is often associated with misogynistic and anti-feminist viewpoints. It's important to note that this usage of the term is a modern interpretation and appropriation of the original movie concept, which is from The Matrix, I believe. That's like kind of like seeing things for what they really are. Like you took the red pill, so now you can see things for like, you see past like the bullshit, right? That's what the red pill is. And so to make it even better, I'm not going to give you my opinion on that, okay? Instead, we're going to do like a Kahoot kind of situation, you know what I mean? We're going to like play a little game, all right? This is such a fun game to me. I love playing games, okay? I'm not going to give my opinion. I'm merely going to be the person delivering you the information. So here we go. We're going to look up Wizard Liz, and we're going to click on her YouTube channel, okay? And I'm going to read to you the titles of her YouTube videos. Are you ready? Here we go. Are you excited? I'm so excited. I'm just delivering the information, okay? Here we go. Boom. Don't seek revenge. Okay. How to make people respect you. All right. How to detach and not care. Okay. Become your own parent. All right. Watch this to believe in yourself. Mm-hmm. How to create success. Okay. How to recognize signs from the universe. All right. Study yourself to become confident. Mm-hmm. Wanting nothing gives you everything. All right. Watch out for these types of toxic people. Should we stop there? Is that enough? You want a couple more? How to manifest a new life. You are not a victim. Watch this if you feel bad. How to become rich. How I lost weight without trying. That one I think was just a random video. How to understand how valuable you are. Life advice. How to stop overthinking. Okay. I think that's enough because we're past like a year ago now. Okay. These are all of her videos that she's uploaded. I didn't skip any. Okay. Now that you have that information, how about we go to the #1 red pill male podcast? Okay. I would say that Liz's videos are kind of like a podcast. She sits in front of a camera and she just talks. So boom, let's do this is literally the #1. Okay. I'm going to read you their YouTube titles now. Are we ready? Here we go. Again, just delivering the information. Why most women don't deserve traditional men. Why being friends with women is a waste of time. Why women no longer deserve chivalry from men. Okay. Do the ladies prefer a loyal nerd or a dream guy who is a player? Why these sex workers lost their chance at having a man. Oh. Why women are unable to give men guidance. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, should we keep going? Because you know what's crazy is I'm only 4 weeks ago on these titles. This man posts like multiple times a day. Guys, single mom had to face why men don't want her. 18-year-old cooked sex workers for making terrible decisions. Ladies got debunked for trying to shame men. Why do the ladies think men aren't committing to them? All right. So, I'm not going to give an opinion on whether or not I think Wizard Liz is red pill for women, okay? I think that I've given you enough information and context for you to decipher whether or not you think that's real. Or whether or not you think that that's just somebody who has decided to hop on the opinion bandwagon. I think that after everything we've discussed, I feel like I've taught you well enough, about said opinion bandwagon. What do we think? What do we think? I wonder. Tick tock, tick tock. Like, seriously? And you're probably thinking, well, Jezabelle, those were just the titles of the videos. What was actually taking place in them? Great question. I love it. I love when my class gets active. I love it. Everybody speak up, raise your hands. Matter of fact, just blurt it out. Fuck it. Right? That's just the type of classroom this is. I decided to watch a few since I'd never divulged in their content before. I clicked on about 6 different videos, and then I skipped around in them and listened to them. They're very long, so I wasn't going to sit and listen to all of them. So I listened to a couple minutes here, skip in, listen to a couple more minutes. This woman is quite literally doing exactly what her title says. She had a video that said how to become rich, and she talks to you about like assets and return on investments. Did not know that was red pill for women. God forbid women figure out how to manage their finances. That how to become like confident, how to detach and not care. She's just talking about not putting other people's like opinions above like your opinion of yourself. Again, did not know that being confident was red pill for women. Wow, that one's a shocker. This is new information for me. Like, I'm actually... what genuinely pushed me? At first, when I was seeing, like, women get online, like, because the first people that I saw get online and say that Wizard Liz was red pill for, like, women was women. I saw women being the first ones to say that. And I was like, man, y'all just hopping on the opinion bandwagon here. And mind you, the girl that I had seen say that was the girl that I was talking about earlier that's got like 500,000 followers and is like basically the same type of thing, like a self-help guru, but just like slightly different from Liz. She's just more cutthroat than Liz. Liz is more spirituality based. Like as you heard in one of the titles, she talked about like signs from the universe. This girl was like, I don't believe in that bullshit. You know what I mean? She's more like logical rather than spiritual. So basically same shit, different fucking toilet. Okay. Same shit, different toilet. She was the one that I saw. And so I just skipped right past it because I had already come to the conclusion that this woman is capitalizing on another woman's pain, which is so weird. But, I'm not going to say nothing, y'all. Y'all sitting here giving this woman like 500,000 views on a video and like 100,000 likes. Like, y'all must really agree with this shit. Okay. I'm going to just hold my tongue. I know when to speak and when not to speak. That's the thing, because I'm not going to sit here, leave a comment and get ratioed by a bunch of people. You know what? Idiocracy. Great movie. Sorry about that. A little commotion in the background. But, What stirred the pot for me and made me actually go do the research to see what people are saying, because I literally had not consumed this woman's content until today, right before I decided to watch this. What pushed me to do it was yesterday I saw a video claiming that her content was red pill content by a man. I don't know why. That just rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, ooh. Why do you have an opinion on this subject right now? Hold on a minute. You are commenting on I don't want to hear, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't want to hear a man's opinion on the Wizard Liz situation. Why are you talking about this? I don't think, it just doesn't make sense. It's one of those things like, why would a man be there? That whole saying, why would a man be there? That, to me, this situation is like kind of like that. Like, why are you talking right now? Hold on a second. Like, it's a room full of women, and then all of a sudden there's a man just appears and goes, actually, we should all break our necks. Whoa, this ain't got shit to do with you. Even if all of the women in the room are disagreeing in that moment, we should all collectively agree on this one thing. What are you doing here? Why are you talking right now? No way. That's how I felt about it. But that was enough for me to be like, all right, Now everybody's jumping on this red pill bandwagon, buddy. Look, man, like I said, I'm not going to tell you what I think about that. I'm just going to be the one to deliver you that information. And you do with that what you will. I've given it to you. You don't even have to take my word for it. You go online and you do your own research. That's your homework for today. If you enjoyed this topic of conversation, if you've been wanting to give your opinion and divulge how you felt about this, or just hear more in depth about the Wizard Liz, if this has been all over your For You page, I urge you, your homework for tonight is to go online and look up her YouTube channel, and then Fresh and Fit's YouTube channel, and other Red Pill podcasts if you would like, and compare titles, and then you let me know. Okay, go. Why don't we go back to the OG Andrew Tate and go look up the stuff that he would say, and then let's compare that to the things Wizard Liz says, and then you let me know. You let me know. You know what I'm saying? You do your own research. If you do not care for this topic of discussion at all, you have not had this on your For You page, no homework for you this week. Sit back, relax, smoke a blunt, enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? This is optional homework this week, guys. Optional homework. Oh. Damn, holy fuck. I did not mean to do that long. We've been talking about this shit for 50 fucking minutes. My God, I had a lot to fucking say. I did not think it was gonna be this much. What the fuck? I came on here, I was like, that's actually crazy. I came on here and I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna talk about this for like 30 minutes and then I gotta get back off and, sorry, it got kind of dark in here. I had to turn the lights on. I was like, I'll probably talk about this for like 30 minutes and then I can like get off and get back to like editing like the videos and stuff that I have to edit. But 50 minutes was spent on this. That's crazy, actually. What the fuck? But besides that, while we're here, let's just finish out the hour. Fuck it. The next topic of discussion that I had still kind of feeds into this, the whole idea. I don't know what it's been, but this past week has just been a lot of talk of like red pill on my For You page. And I don't know if I need to do a cleanse, if I need to cleanse it, because I don't like hearing about it. You know, anytime anyone talks about those male podcasts or the red pill or the manosphere, anything like that, even when people get online and they talk about like, oh my God, this is what they said. Like, I can't believe he said this. Like, oh, they talk so poorly about women. Even if they're shitting on them, not interested. I don't even want to think about them. I'm going to act like they don't exist. That's what I'm going to act like. I want to act like life is all sunshine and butterflies and there are not idiots out there like that. And I say that so, you know what's so crazy is I am the type of person that has always been, and you vet me, go and watch my other podcasts if you have not. If this is your first time here, vet me, bitch. I always say like, nobody's a bad person. I just think that people like make bad decisions sometimes. I use the word like, I like to think I use the word dumbass and idiot like, you know, not loosely, you know, like I really hold that for the real ones. You know what I'm saying? But those people out there, those right there, those are the idiots. They are. Those are the idiots to Jezabelle. Right there. Those are the bad people to me. With that being said, did you guys see a video recently of, this is probably more niche, but I had this guy come up on my For You page. And he was reacting to a video that another guy had made that, mind you, the reaction, like he screen recorded the original video. And I went to the original like creator's page and he had taken the video down. It had like 200,000 likes. So very uncomfortable considering the topic of discussion. But the guy was reacting to this other man's post where he is saying that there's this creator that goes around that he loves. He says that he literally feels delighted when he watches, that was the word he used, babe, delighted when he watches this man's videos. And the videos that the guy creates is he goes around in public trying to embarrass women. He goes up to random women and he like says to them, oh, hey, like, I was just wondering, do you have a boyfriend? And no matter what the response is, he says something that's meant to provoke embarrassment. Like if the girl goes, oh yeah, I do have a boyfriend, like very kind, very nice, like smiling, like proud to say like, I do have a boyfriend. Like the guy will literally do some shit, like play like a fucking audio going wah wah, like, and be like, oh wow, I'm surprised. Like he just like tries to embarrass them. That's like the whole thing. And if they say they don't have a boyfriend, he says some shit like, oh, I could tell, like, oh, I just knew it. Oh, bro, like, I was totally right. I knew she didn't have one. Be like, that's crazy. I knew it. And then, like, walk away. The whole point is just to go up to random women and embarrass them. embarrass them. It's so weird. And so the guy is making this video and he's like, I love his videos. They're so funny. Like this, it seems like they're so excited. Like their face scrunches up to say, oh, I've got a boyfriend. Yeah, I've got a boyfriend. And then he says something that just tears them down. Like, I'm delighted to see their reaction. Baby, you're delighted. That is an incel. I'm not even gonna, I wanted to say more. Honestly, I wanted to lead up to that. I wanted to tell you just about how weird that is to even say that, but I'm not even gonna dance around it. That is an incel. That's exactly what that man is. They like to turn around a lot and say that when women do something that they don't like, oh, this fatherless activity. This is motherless activities. You are able to look at a woman. If to me, motherless activity. But if you have a mother, shame on you. I bet she's disappointed. Oh my God, I bet she's disappointed in you. She should be. Oh, and you know what's crazy? Oh, no, I'm not even going to divulge in that. I was about to talk about fucking family dynamics and shit like that. But it's incel activity. That's what it is. And let me say this from the perspective of a woman. If I see a video of somebody being embarrassed, like purposefully for shits and giggles, male or woman, kid, teenager, grown up, bitch, I almost cry. I feel awful. I want to hug the person. I'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened to you. That's so fucked up. Oh my God. Like the reaction that I have is a normal, very human reaction of, oh, that's fucked up, dude. You didn't have to do that. That's really weird, actually. Like, damn, I feel bad for this person. I have a very normal, raw reaction to that. But for you to be delighted specifically by women being embarrassed, that's incel activity. And it's so, so, so weird. So weird. And I feel like, but here's the thing, it's common to see incel stuff like that online. But what scares me more is how much it has grown. How much incel activity has grown. It used to be, I feel like, a niche thing, like a decade ago. Honestly, 2 decades ago, because a decade ago was fucking 2015. It wasn't even that long ago. Oh my God, 2015 was a decade ago. Don't nobody talk about that. Move on past it. Don't talk about that. I feel like back in like 2010, I feel like it was more of a niche thing. 4chan. Who the fuck got on fucking 4chan? You know what I mean? Like, it was niche. There were men that hated women, but not this much. Now, the amount of access that you have to the internet, and like these people, like most people spend all day long on the internet, right? And so if they're consuming content, like the way the algorithm works is if you even for a split second look at a video. Let's say a video comes up on your phone and you didn't like it, you scroll past it. But if you're like, oh wait, what was that? You scroll back, your algorithm caught up on that. Even if the scroll back and scroll back away was less than a second, your algorithm picked up on that and it's going to push more content to you. Even if you weren't actually interested in it, it subliminally thinks that you are. It's not interested in a good way. It just shows that, oh, you had a reaction to this. Doesn't matter if it was good or bad. You had a reaction to this. We're going to give you more. So if a young kid is online and does that, and they do that to some sort of incel type of content, what do you think their phone's going to start pushing to them? And then what do you think that kid is going to continue to consume and keep watching more and more and more and more of? Have you seen a kid with an iPad? They fucking disassociate. Have you seen Coco Melon? That shit's not entertaining. I would have never found Coco Melon entertaining when I was a kid. That is brain rot. That's fucking brain rot. You know what I was watching? Like, I was not watching that shit. Have you seen Barney? That wasn't brain rot. I sit down and watch Barney right now. That was not brain rot. That Coco Melon? What the fuck is happening? Like, it feels like I feel like if I were to sit down and be entertained by that, I'd have to be tripping fucking balls. I'd have to be off acid to be entertained by what's happening. These kids will just sit down, and as long as there's something moving on the screen, they'll continue watching. And they'll continue consuming it. And it's almost as if they're not understanding. They're just absorbing this information. I think I had seen something about like a bunch of kids that like watch Coco Melon are actually like they're not the brightest. Not saying that if your child has watched Coco Melon that they're going to turn out dumb, but just that they're not as responsive as maybe a kid that's watching Miss Rachel or something like that. Apparently like the kids that are watching Miss Rachel, who's actually very interactive and is like teaching the kids to do things. Ooh, what was that one show? Ooh. Conjunction junction. What the fuck was that shit? What about that woman that was on that fucking train that used to sing really fucking good? Oh my god, that's the type of shit we were watching. Yeah, you have to, the children have to watch stuff that's actually thought-provoking, because if not, well, then they're just going to turn out however it is that, whatever it is that they're watching. So Cocomelon's kind of dumb. You're, again, not saying your kid's going to turn out dumb, but maybe let's switch it over to something else. Let's not find out. Let's give them something thought-provoking. But if a kid continues to sit down and consume incel content, even if it's not on purpose, their opinions are going to formulate around that. And so what shocked me with that video so much wasn't necessarily what the guy was saying, because I know that those types of people exist that want to see women down bad. It was the amount of likes that the video had. All aboard the choo-choo train, all aboard, all aboard. It was the amount of likes that it had, and that's what made me uncomfortable. Because the thing is like, who's liking that? Is it my brother? Is it my uncle? Is it my cousin? Is it my dad? No offense to them. I don't think that y'all are actually liking it, but just in a thought-provoking way. Who is it that we know? Is it our best friend that we grew up with? Who's liking that video? Because this guy just got online and decided, hey, I've got the platform. Fuck it. I think this shit's funny. I'm gonna say something about it. And then it's got like 200,000 likes. Who are those 200,000 people? Who is that? Who agreed with him, but just didn't want to say on their own platform that they feel this way? That's the part that I think is scary, in my opinion. And if you want to know how, like, I feel like it used to be when it came to like the idea of an incel, I felt like they only existed online. Like if you brought that up to me years ago, I'd be like, oh, that's some guy stuck in a dark room, like in his own basement. He'd been down there for fucking years. He's pale, hasn't seen the sunlight in 3 years. He lives off of DoorDash and he beats his meat to hentai. No offense to the hentai users. I just kind of correlate the two, maybe. Sorry. That's what I would think. But now it makes me question if it's actually people that we know. And it's not just these random losers that that appear in our brain. You know, like when I close my eyes and I think, like, I'm thinking of like Discord mod, like, you know, like, oh, he's got a Discord kitten, like the type of like jokes that people make online of like people that like fit that like vibe. That's what I imagined an incel was. But, you know, I've actually seen an incel in real life. And I know y'all are probably thinking like, oh, Jezabelle, like, yeah, I've met somebody that's had some like bad opinions. Like, no. I saw somebody that was an incel and proud of it. And I never told you guys this, and I have no idea why. Probably because it scared me. I was on a walk. And I was on a walk on this trail that's like my favorite trail, right? But it's like completely closed off. So it's like once you start the trail, you have to finish it. There is no, okay, like, let's go back to the car. Like, once you start, it's like a loop. Like, there's only one way in, one way out, right? So if you start the loop and you decide halfway through you want to turn around, you know what I mean? It's not like a short loop either. We're talking about 4 miles here. I'm on this walk in the middle of nature, right? We're talking about trees, water, and deer around me, okay? I'm walking, and there's this man walking towards me, just from the opposite direction. He's on a walk, too. And I see he's wearing this light gray shirt. And I'm trying to make out what it says as I'm walking towards him. I get real close to him finally. And his shirt says, Incel, in capital letters, with the L as an AK-47. I shit you not, my heart dropped. Because what would possess you to wear that out in public? Again, remote trail. Trees, water, deer. I put a lot of pep in my step. I even put a little jog in my feet. And I pushed around till I got around a corner where I could not see that man anymore. He didn't do anything to me. He didn't stare at me weird. He didn't like threaten me. He didn't turn around and look at me. He didn't start following me. He didn't do any of that. But just seeing that shirt made me so severely uncomfortable because of what I see incel to stand for. But I think that man, he's proud. These people that used to be hidden, that used to be on 4chan, that used to go into these little groups online and they would hide their opinion about how they hated women and women were disgusting and beneath them and da 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 da. Men that used to be like that, they'd hide it. It was on 4chan in these random groups with usernames hidden behind like an anonymous wall, right? Versus now you're telling me I'm going on a walk and he's just putting that shit out there. That was scary. Again, he didn't do anything to me, but it was just like, whoa, buddy. I want to say, do you know what that stands for? But you do know what it stands for because you bought the shirt and you said, you looked at yourself in the mirror and said, yeah, I'm going to go on a walk and I'm going to wear this today. Yes. And not only does it say incel, but the L is an AK-47. Okay. All right. You know what that shirt means. And I think that you mean that in the most aggressive way possible. I don't think that you mean that in any sort of loose way. Again, the gun on it, you mean that in like the worst, most aggressive way possible. So, you know, they gonna fuck with this. That's like, he looked at himself and thought that. Like, that's actually crazy to me. That's crazy. But yeah, wow. It's like I pushed that experience to the back of my head and tried to act like that shit didn't happen, but it did. Oh my God, y'all. Just be safe out there. You know what I'm saying? Be safe out there. Try to stay away from people who you see. I mean, if you are able to see somebody that you know in real life that interacts with content like this, that formulates opinions like this, that finds things like that funny, just distance yourself. Distance yourself. That's all I can recommend. That's it. Because it's shit's scary, dog. I can't believe that we talked about Wizard Liz for 50 minutes. That was not on my agenda. I thought it was going to be a quick 20-minute thing and we were going to cut this podcast short. So that's crazy. But I guess I actually had a lot more to say than I thought I did. But with that being said, the opinion bandwagon, don't fall victim to it. It's difficult too when you're not able to separate reality from social media, to be honest with you, because social media has become our reality for a lot of people. And it kind of has become like our whole life. We're on it 24/7. Check your screen time. How often are you on the apps? How long are you on there? How long are you scrolling? How long are you consuming? Like, how long are you mindlessly consuming? Because it used to be, I used to get on my phone, blink, and it was 4 hours later. And I didn't even mean to do that. It's like so weird. I used to sit down to watch a movie and I'd pull out my phone and start scrolling in the movie. Bitch, watch the movie. What? Watch the fucking movie. Don't get caught up in these opinion bandwagons. When you see somebody that has an opinion one day and then a few days later just completely flip-flops like that, question it. Question it, okay? Don't just watch that one video and think, hey, you know what? Yeah, actually. Let's do a little bit more research than that. Let's just do a teensy bit more research. Because I feel like all these people sitting here hearing like, oh, Liz is actually red pill for women and da-da-da. I feel like people hearing that, I feel like they didn't do any research. Because it took me 2 seconds. I saw that and I thought, let me do some research real quick. 2 seconds. Took me 2 seconds to go on YouTube and look up her channel. What are y'all talking about? What are we talking about here? Don't fall victim to the opinion bandwagon. Also, I would like to add that if your opinion does not follow the masses on social media, that does not make what you think wrong, okay? You have your own opinion. It's okay to have your own opinion. You don't have to follow the masses. Even if it seems scary, babe. Like I said, I had an opinion that goes against the masses right now. I have just held my tongue and let everybody do their thing because I think in a couple weeks from now, they're going to flip-flop right back. That's what I think is going to happen. Because that's what always happens on the internet. So don't fall victim to that shit. The internet is weird. I feel awful for any woman that gets ripped apart online at her worst, most awful time in her life. It's horrendous. I hope that none of you have to go through that. And if you are going through anything that's fucked up and difficult like that, I am so sorry. I'm sorry for your struggle, and I hope that you know you're gonna get through it, even though it doesn't seem like it. Life gets rough, but hey, I think I literally ended the last episode on this where I said that if you're at rock bottom, buddy, the only way you can go is up from here. So hey, let's go. Again, one more time, don't fall victim to the opinion bandwagon. Don't forget your homework today. If it's completely optional, but just go compare the two channels and formulate your own opinion. See how you feel about it, okay? Besides that, wow, I hope that you guys enjoyed your week. Mine has been rough. I have been glued to a computer every single day for like fucking 20 hours straight editing. But it's going to be worth it. I will be done soon. And then I'll be on a trip visiting my family next week, which is going to be so nice, so fun. I'm so looking forward to it. I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your night. I hope that you sleep very well tonight and wake up feeling great, because not only is tomorrow, but the rest of this weekend is going to be fucking awesome. I know it. I can feel it in my bones. And if you feel it too, it will come true. Starting a rap career. Wow. I have got bars. I love you guys so much. I may possibly see you next week. Remember, I'm going out of town, so there might be a 2-week gap. I'm going to try to film an episode for next week, but don't hold me to it. I love you guys so much. I will see you soon. That's what I'll say instead. Good night, everybody.